like
He actually acted it out in the car.
yeah, I'm in the car. I'm like, I missed a step, and I'm just like, whoa. I had to stop for a minute. Like, I should focus on what I'm doing.
Yo, 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 what's up? Yeah, I did.
It's just, do you try to embarrass me every time? You sit around all day while I'm at work when the baby's not destroying things, and what can I say today at the beginning of the episode?
Definitely. So, it's Untitled Evenings, if you didn't know. If you did, awesome. If you didn't, then hopefully you're new. Hopefully you're new.
And how in the world did you get here?
So we've been meaning to talk about Chris's, I say he's drunk, but he has a different...
Drunk means you don't understand or remember anything that you did.
And see, I think there's degrees of drunkenness. But we won't get into that. That's not necessary.
I had a lot to drink.
He had a lot to drink.
And when she says we, she really means her.
What?
I have not been waiting to talk about this.
Oh.
She's been waiting and wanting to talk about it.
Yeah. It's just, anyways, if you've ever been around other drunk people or people under the influence of adult drinks, you'll get the idea. They get to be silly.
Well, not all of them. Different people have different reactions to alcohol.
Sure.
I'm just
Who's
happy.
telling the freaking story?
I'm helping.
Well, wait until I'm done. Or interject somewhere else. Anyways, the point is, his guard comes down. There's no guard. There's no filter for this right here. And there's usually not a filter, but there was no filter. And I've never seen this side of Chris. Because Chris usually doesn't get like this. Because he doesn't want to, you know? So... Anyways, he gets in the car and he just flops into the chair. He just flops into the seat. And
that's my move. Like, everything is like a rag doll. Like,
yeah.
So.
He smells like beer. Now, not everyone's gonna sweat
So I
out.
smelled good.
No,
Beer smells good.
So he sweats. So when he drinks, he gets hot.
Yeah, my temperature
he
goes
sweats, and the smell comes with him. It smelled like a bar, man. Like a bar. You go into a coffee house when they used to smoke in there, you came out smelling like smoke. Okay, this guy came out
Smelling like a beer.
Anyways, we're moving on. So, we're just talking and chatting about gibberish. And then Chris tells me he's walking to the bus stop from work. And would you like to describe what happens next?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so he was drunk because he's already forgotten.
No, I
know. Just a minute.
don't know what you're talking about.
So Chris tells me he's walking to the bus stop. So the bus comes up and he puts his...
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. Like, that's not walking to the bus stop. I had been at the bus stop for like 5 minutes waiting for the bus. That was getting on the bus.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, you have to be specific.
I usually am. I'm trying to hurry the story along so we can get to the good parts.
Well, I had not realized how much effect it had on me yet. And so I went to get on the bus and missed the step. It's like...
He actually acted it out in the car.
yeah, I'm in the car. I'm like, I missed the step. And I'm just like, whoa. I had to stop for a minute. Like, I should focus on what I'm doing. Because, you take for granted the ability your body has to just kind of... You point it in a direction and it knows what to do. And you can just go do it and not really have to think about it. Mm. When I had like 5 pints of 10% alcohol beer in about 45 minutes. And that's quite a lot even for me. So that all hit me while I was trying to get on the bus. because I think it was in mid-step too. Because I was pretty good in the beginning. I took a step, like, yeah, I can do this. And, whoa, can't do this. No, I had to stop. And because I'm a happy, I kind of giggled a little bit because I was like, okay, I'm okay. And I grabbed the handle and thankfully,
poor bus driver.
It's San Diego on a Friday night. He's probably happy that I just wasn't throwing up all over the place.
Yeah.
So the buses that I take have 3 seats in the very front that they're open, and I have really long legs for my size, so I like to sit in those because otherwise it's like this much room, and my knees aren't fitting in there, and it's very uncomfortable. So luckily I could just kind of stumble over and fall on those, and kind of just sat smiling for 45 minutes. Got my headphones in and was listening to music, and
So he
being super happy for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is nice, actually.
He usually texts me before he's about to leave work, and he's like telling me that he just missed the step on the bus. And so he's sitting down, and I told him, I said, dude, you need to tweet what's going through your head. Because he did this a lot.
I've done buzzed on the bus.
Okay.
When I've had like 2 or 3 of those beers, and so I'm okay still, but you start thinking weird things, and so I've done that. You can find the hashtag buzzed on the bus from Twitter, and all of my crap that I talk about clouds and stuff.
So funny. It's so funny. And so I was trying to get him to do that again, because I was like, dude, I want to know what you're thinking right now.
No evidence. Mm-mm.
And he said, okay. And he's like, smiley face or something like that. And so he's in the car. He's telling me about how he missed a step on the bus. I am laughing hysterically. I've rolled down the windows by now because it's just so strong. And so he looks at me. He's like, when we get home, I'm going to need to lay down for a couple minutes. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. He sleeps for like 30 minutes or more, and it's heavy snoring back there. Like, he left the door open, the lights on, and I'm like,
I just kind of went back and got most of what I needed off.
Yeah.
And kind of just fell on the bed.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was snoring and silence for about 45 minutes.
I don't remember how long it was, but
about 45 minutes.
The smell that was in the car was now permanently in our room. And I had to open up a window, I had to turn the fan on, and I strongly wanted to tell him to shower, but I can't do that because I don't go. I know, I'm telling them, don't give me that look. So I can't tell him to shower because there's days where I don't shower because of just circumstances. And
days like in a row.
That's implied there. Anyways. All right, so he's just smelly, trying to air out the room. And he's coming out, and he said, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, you didn't smoke pot, so apparently, your metabolism worked enough to get the beer out of your system.
Yeah, I was sober by then.
Yeah.
It was very disappointing.
And so I was like, all right, we grab food, we come back. Chris has got a container of fries in his hand, and he's going, nom, 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 nom.
Yeah. So I was sober, but still in the happy mode. So yeah, I was like, nom, 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 nom.
My God, it was
horrible.
Incredible. It was incredible, okay? Because I'm over here in the corner of our couch. He's right here. And he's and like
making
every
the noise.
bite.
Making the noise.
Every bite.
And she's laughing, and I go, what? Completely. Like, I don't know. Why are you laughing?
So I tell him, I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I need to videotape it. He said, no. Our youngest is laying on Chris like this while Chris is doing all of that, trying to have daddy time with them. and all Chris can focus on is the fries and making that noise. Oh my God, you guys. It was so funny. So, it might have been the next day. I told him, I said, dude, we need to get you like that at least once a month because it's just so funny. And I'd love to videotape it without him knowing, just so that you guys can share in the joy of watching Chris relax and make funny noises and do funny things, because he's all giggly, which Chris is never giggly, and he makes noises, but it's always intentional. He always makes noises. It's very intentional. But
yeah, I was making the nom 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 noise without knowing it. I was just literally going nom nom nom.
Yep.
I had no idea I was doing it. So
Nope.
That's why it was so funny.
Yeah, that's why it was so funny and why I could not stop laughing. And we did that for 5 minutes. He just kept doing that. I kept laughing. He kept doing it. Chris is a beer snob. I mean, he's just a huge beer snob. And so we could sit here all night talking about beer, but we're not going to. But yeah, we've tried finding things for me to drink. And the only thing that I've been able to find was that beer that Bobby Flade made for that brunch special that we watched.
Beer and orange juice.
Yeah. But we tried it with like a chocolate or a stout or something that.
A chocolate stout and orange juice is not a good idea.
I know, but I'm just saying that I tried it with something and I cut it and I was able to drink it and it actually tasted really good.
But you also like ice wine.
I love ice wine. It's just
Expensive.
the thing for me is that I don't want to drink something and just taste alcohol. And that's usually what happens. I can't taste any flavors, nuances, spices, nothing. It's just alcohol. But ice wine is different because the alcohol content's not going to be as high because the grapes have been frozen.
Well, yeah, it's the sugar. The sugar content gets so high that it overpowers the alcohol taste.
Right. So that's what I enjoy, is something that is, doesn't even have to be fruity, but just has a balance of just not as much alcohol with more flavor in it. And I do pretty well. So, but hopefully you enjoyed that short synopsis of Chris's. Yes.
I have Chris's.
It felt like I did that night. It wasn't even like he was a handful, but it was so funny. So funny. So, we're in the process of moving.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the process of moving. Okay, we've got what?
In December. Like 4 days.
So Christmas is almost 2 weeks away, approximately, and we're having to move because the owners of the property where we're living are jackasses, and they wanted to sell the property back in the summer. So we had to sign a contract saying that we would live here until December the 31st. We find out about 2 weeks ago that they've changed their mind.
Didn't tell us.
Didn't tell anybody. The management company of our property, they didn't even know until they called the property owners saying, hey, Chris and Heather are moving out. And they're like, oh, hey, could you ask them if they'd like to live here for another year? No, we would not.
Well,
anyways.
Yes, we would, because it's the least painful option. But we had already signed a lease at another place and had committed to moving, and just the ridiculousness of the situation.
Yeah. And I don't want to be
out of the mood.
Well, not only that, but I don't want to live here for another year and then again have to move
in December.
Around December or January the 1st. And where we live in San Diego, it's really sunny here, so it doesn't get terribly cold. So there's always a housing market out here.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away. But you never know. We were fortunate to find one person that wanted to rent to us. And I don't want to take the chance of having to move in the middle of a school year and disrupt my son's schooling if we had to move out of city, or out of our town and everything.
Out of the school district.
Right. Thank you. So, yeah, we're in the process of doing that, which isn't terrible because thankfully I get keys for the new place tomorrow. And so I can start moving in a little bit, and then we'll do a big haul on Monday.
Yeah.
But I told the management company, I said, we're leaving, we're moving. Oh, well, you're not supposed to move until the end of December. I know that, but I have to move
Right.
so that I'm not waiting until the last minute to try to find a place that lets me move in on.
Yeah, we in like the idea of not moving before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, of course, we're going to move before Christmas.
Yeah.
Who wants to have Christmas and then the next day literally have to pack everything up and go move?
Yeah.
You want to move and be in your new place for Christmas so you can decorate and have that Christmas be there. So it's
An experience.
easier to manage.
Yeah.
People are just silly.
Very, 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 very silly.